What's going on, y'all? Welcome to season 3, episode 1. And early in this game, we're going to have the Bengals versus the Steelers. Pretty similar. I think this was the exact start that we started out last season with the Bengals and the Steelers. So it's almost like a redemption type of deal. And pretty quickly, Trevon Walker, the nice pickup that we made in the offseason, already got a first sack in the first drive. So just to give some clarification, I did trade away Abdul Carter. I believed that Trevon Walker and Tavarius Pope, which is I think is a second-year corner, pretty much wanted to beef up the defensive back. And oh my goodness, he just got blasted. But kind of wanted to beef up our DBs and get somewhat of a equivalent to Abdul. I know Abdul is obviously younger, so it's kind of harder to say that it's really an equivalent, but that's what I decided to go with. I also decided to trade away Anthony Richardson because we picked up Marcus Holloway, as you see, as the quarterback, Lester Woodside, and Jamal Malik in the draft. So that is who I decided to go with in the draft, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with Marcus Holloway as the quarterback, to be honest. Oh my God, huge hit. Yeah, so I've been really impressed with Marcus Holloway's continued success, especially, how he was in college with Pasadena. But now with the Steelers, the sky's the limit here. The only thing that I was kind of worried about was that he was a little bit too uncooked, a little bit raw, talented, because he's got the talent for sure, but he just didn't have the time to develop as the other players did. And honestly, I thought he was going to be a little bit more shaken in his first game, but honestly, he looked like he just fit right in his first game. And honestly, that was probably the most settling thing. I was a little unsettled with having him as the quarterback off rip, and to trust him fully and trade away Anthony Richardson. I was a little bit nervous, but he played magnificent. 50 points. The defense could have played better, honestly, but I'm not really too worried about it. It's Joe Burrow, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So we're going to have the Bears versus the Packers now. And this is a team that the Packers have been struggling to go against. This is a very big game for the Bears, especially because Caleb Williams, who has looked very good in every single game he's gone against the Packers, almost like the Broncos for some reason, and he ends up throwing up in the double coverage, but luckily it's not intercepted, so they go for field goal. They get it. That was a hospital pass from Varga. I'm not sure why Varga threw that hospital pass, but now they're up 10-0, so we're looking for the first touchdown for Jalil Varga, and they rely on their running back, because I would too. Sometimes Jalil Varga just doesn't have those days, and maybe that type of game is going to be where you rely on that running back, and I think the offensive coordinator did a good job at giving him some relief with the running back. But DJ Moore gets in the end zone 17-7, and they intercept Jalil Varga again. Well, not again, but they stop Jalil again, but they end up doing nothing with it. So big catch from LaJarvis Best, and another big catch from LaJarvis in the red zone ends up making this 17-14. And now we're gonna have Caleb Williams trying to get some scramble. But so just to address the new things on this team, I might have forgot the other pickup, but Eric Beach was going to be the first round pick out of South Dakota, and they end up getting Eric Beach at left end, and they also got I forgot his name. They got Paul Tubbs, so that is who they decided to get from the draft. And honestly, there were two great pickups. I think Paul Tubbs played really good towards the end of his season I think it was a senior season, but Eric Beach, 40 sacks in the season, I believe it was, in South Dakota, and I think he's just an absolute monster. So I'm really excited to see what he can do in his rookie season with the Packers. But not too much on Eric Beach, because pretty quickly we end up going 7-0 as Jalen Baggett and Rob, who are the two newest players on the Cowboys, they end up trading away Jaden Daniels. So now we're going to have Rob as the starting quarterback, and Rob did a really good job in the senior season as well, so I'm not too worried about his development. I was a little bit more worried about Marcus Holloway because he's a little bit more raw, but Rob was a really good and really well-rounded quarterback. I mean, when he gets out of the pocket, he can throw it. He has the speed. He has the arm. Honestly, he could really do everything. I was surprised that they ended up going with Josh Presley in the second to last drive in the game. I don't know why they chose to do that, but Blue gets a nice run getting him down to the 50-yard line, and Presley is still in. So that's really, maybe they didn't like what they saw from Rob. I'm not really too sure, but I mean, Presley's doing a good job too. I just thought Rob would be, oh, there he is. He's back in. So they end up going in overtime and getting the touchdown and winning the game over the Eagles. So great win for the Cowboys. I'm not really sure what prompted them to get Rob out of the game and getting Presley in there. Not going to talk trash on Presley, but I don't think he has Rob's potential. But I want to get touching base on the Patriots, who are going against the Dolphins, and obviously it's a division game. I feel like we all had division games to start out this episode, and I actually don't remember who the Patriots picked up. They picked up a corner, Jamal James. I remember that, but I don't remember who else they picked up. Which, oh my God, the rookie, as I was just saying, he missed the tackle, ended up going to the end zone. I actually don't know who else they picked up. Damn, it's gonna eat me inside, bro. I actually don't know what it was. But Will Anderson, huge play getting that sack. And I'm not gonna lie, there's been some trade talk. I know he's literally just in his second year as a Patriot receiver, but I heard some trade talks about J.D. Kimball potentially getting traded, and that's honestly insane. And you know what? As I say that, he fumbles, so maybe it's granted, but I heard a lot of trade talks. He was there, you know, and it's crazy to say because he just got drafted. I didn't expect anything like that, but I think I was speaking to the Patriots coach the other day, and they ended up losing to the Dolphins, which is pretty surprising. But like I was saying, I was speaking to the Patriots coach the other day, and he was saying that whenever Ben Becker gets hurt or he's out of a game or he's just tired, he sees a different performance so drastically, and he doesn't understand why that's the case when J.D. Kimball is supposed to be the runner-up for Ben Becker and supposed to carry the load and the weight of the team. But he just seems like it isn't that way, and I think he's looking for something else in the team. So maybe J.D. Kimball's off the team. We don't know. Also, I forgot to mention, not only did we draft Woodside, but we also drafted Turpin from South Dakota. I think South Dakota was gonna go after Randall Turpin, but we ended up getting Randall Turpin before the Packers, and now now we have pretty much our first South Dakota player on our team, and honestly, he's been doing a great job so far. I think he has a couple of big catches, maybe a touchdown or two in his first two games, so I'm very excited to see what he can do in his following games. But I'm also very excited to see this Commanders quarterback. If you remember from a long time ago, I don't know if you remember, Mike Chun. He was the Pasadena starting quarterback, I believe 3 seasons ago, and honestly, he was probably one of the biggest hyped up quarterbacks in the nation at that time. He just never never seemed to put it all together. He was one of those players that, he had the defense to go around him, he had the receivers, he just never got it done. And honestly, it was pretty disappointing. So, you know, he finally gets his start against the Packers with the Commanders, and you know what? I mean, it's looking good right there. You got to scramble for a touchdown, making this 10-7, and I know they're in the red zone here and they end up going up 14-10, but to be competitive with the Packers is not something to be it's not a light statement to make. So the Packers go up 21-10. I'm gonna see if Mike Chun can do something, and he throws a dime going to the end zone, 28-17, but it looks like they're gonna answer right back as Jalil on the run, huge throw to Lover Jarvis, best on a play action. We're gonna see if Mike Chun can do something here. Nope. I believe, who was that? I'm not sure who that. That might have been G-Lo. And honestly, there's a lot of big trades last season. You know, Micah Parsons is not on the Packers anymore. Um, Xavier Worthy's not on the Cowboys. So honestly, I'm very excited. Oh my god, Blue making tackles, bro. He's over here breaking tackles like he's over here like Drango. Maybe he has that Drango effect just because he's in there. But a very exciting prospect to see on this Cowboys team is Jalen Baggett, because Jalen Baggett honestly was the MVP of the postseason for Florida State. I mean, he single-handedly won the game against South Dakota and Pasadena. I mean, both games he took the top off the defense like 3 times in each game, and it was honestly very impressive to see that level of consistency with the receiver like that. I mean, we've seen a lot of great receivers out of Florida State, but he's probably one of the more promising ones, if not the most promising one, besides maybe Avils, that we've seen out of here. Maybe even better than Avils. We don't know. I know it's a big statement to make, but I mean, Avils didn't go up 3 touchdowns against Pasadena and 2 touchdowns over South Dakota, who are both teams who always have regarded defenses. Oh my goodness, Morales, what is he doing? He tried to showboat, and he ends up fumbling the ball. Huge catch from Westbrook, though. But yeah, so very excited to see what Jalen Baggett can do in his rookie season. I'm still trying to find out who the other rookie. It might have been a lineman. Oh, and here it is, that week right there. I don't know if you just saw it, but Xavier Worthy was the trade for J.D. Kimball. And as I was just saying about Xavier Worthy getting traded away from the Cowboys last offseason, now he is now a New England Patriot. And honestly, I think it was a great move. Honestly, like, I can't say it was an insanely great move, because I like J.D. Kimball a lot. But when you have one of the fastest players in the league, it's kind of hard to say it was a bad move. You know what I mean? So we're going to see if that move continues to be a great or a negative aspect to this New England Patriots team, because they needed some spice, and I think that was a great way to spice things up. Great win for the Steelers, though, over the New York Giants. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I keep trying to say New England, bro. Fuck the Patriots. Anyway, pretty quick game out of the Packers and the Lions. They end up going up 28-24. Huge sack causing a field goal. Now we got 28-27, and then they end up going touchdowns of 37-28, trying to get this win over the Lions here in the third. And late in the fourth, huge throw to, I believe that was Jameson Williams, gets dropped. We end up throwing a touchdown to Christian Watson, and they end up winning the game over the Lions in spectacular fashion. So very impressive win over the Lions. Honestly, wasn't expecting that much of a shootout, but I feel like, you know, the Lions and the Bears always put up a good performance against the Packers. Obviously, it's because they're, you know, it's just that conference and divisional rivalry that it just continues to be a flourishing thing. And oh my goodness, Morgan Drango goes in to the end zone off of 2 good cuts. Abel's doing his usual thing, getting up 42-20, and that is going to be the game for the Bears. And like I was saying, Xavier Worthy and Ben Becker might be the new hottest duo in the league right now. I mean, I didn't expect to say that, as just a year ago Xavier Worthy was on the Cowboys doing things, but maybe that was the thing that spices up this New England Patriots team to take them over the edge. We don't know. Oh my goodness, Kiki Little trips. He throws a dime to Westbrook, though, and it's looking like a blowout, honestly, against the Bills, who haven't really been good since, I mean, 3 years ago, maybe. I mean, they're still doing a shootout. They're doing a great job. I think it's just because the Patriots team, defense kind of let it off steam a little bit. I think they started to just lax up just because they're up. Oh my goodness, JJ McCarthy trying to scramble like he's Michael Vick. I don't know what he's doing. Nice moves from Nick Harbor, and oh my goodness, I thought I was about to break that tackle and go to the end zone. One thing I've noticed, though, is that Christian Watson has been the consensus best receiver on this Green Bay Packers team. And that's saying something. I was really expecting Braden Walters to eventually break out to be this next best thing on the team. I thought he was just going to be the consensus best receiver after him getting drafted. But his first season was a dud, honestly. His second season was a great milestone to kind of, or at least a great stepping stone to get further into the conversation of being a better receiver. But hopefully this season he can cement himself to be better or the best receiver in his own team. But honestly, Christian Watson in that Super Bowl was probably the only thing that the Packers really could count on, because everybody else was dropping the ball or fumbling or doing a bunch of shenanigans. And honestly, I'm not really too high on any other receiver besides Christian Watson on this Green Bay Packers team. And it's more just like this running back, quarterback, and receiving trio is really what keeps this team alive. You know, the Jarvis is a great role player, and I'm just wanting Braden Walters to stop being that role player role and just start becoming that superstar that he was in South Dakota. Huge plays out of Drango here against the Detroit Lions team that really gave the Green Bay Packers a big struggle in their week 2 matchup. So hopefully this is going to be a good game. Honestly, two great offenses. I mean, they have good defenses as well, but mostly known for their offense. Huge miss for Rob there, but great comeback there with Avils taking the top off the defense, and then back-to-back Drango putting him in the red zone as usual, and Rob looking to scramble and take one in for himself, as he used to do in college as well. So it looks like the athleticism hasn't been well translated to the NFL, and that's a great win over the Lions, and a lot less struggle too compared to the Packers. A lot less struggle. That could be just due to that they play the Packers a lot. Maybe that's the case, but I'm hoping that is, because the Cowboys look pretty hot against the Lions. So hopefully we could see more competitive games in the future. But what looked like a blowout in the first game versus the versus the Bills and the Patriots, now it's looking like the Bills are trying to pull away with this game. But you can't count out the Patriots now with this new found duo with Xavier Worthy and Ben Becker. But they end up losing 38-28. But I still stand by what I said. The Ben Becker, Xavier Worthy wide receiver duo was probably one of the better ones in the league, and honestly don't feel like they could ever be out of a game, because they just continue to amaze me. But this is a big game. I mean, you got the Cowboys versus the Packers, who have been such a huge rivalry in the NFC recently, and they both go up 7-7 in this first quarter. But Cedric Dobbs, who I totally forgot about for the Packers, ends up doing a great return, and Nick Harbor finishes that drive off 14-7. As you know, Drango trying to get started here, but it looks like they loaded the box up, which I would have done myself. I mean, Drango is such a problem, and look at this, single-handedly carrying the team, man. He just took a dump off play and turned it into a potential touchdown. They end up getting stopped anyway, though, and a huge catch from Tucker Kraft ends up putting them 21-7. And a big interception from Trent McDuffie ends up giving the Green Bay Packers a perfect chance to run the ball and do what they do best, and just, you know, really inflict pain on that defensive side of the ball. And it's not looking good for the Cowboys. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive game so far, but maybe this could turn it around with the interception to end the half. Hopefully Drango can start doing what he does best. And Blue, who has been such a good supplementary running back, and oh my goodness, as I was saying it, he turns into a monster, ends up going to the end zone himself. And a fumble for the rookie Cedric Dobbs, who I'm not going to say it's uncharacteristic because we've seen it before in college, but I mean, not in a game like this, man. You cannot be fumbling against a team like the Cowboys. You can't give them any type of chances, because they will take it. And that's what I'm saying. Look at Drango. Oh my goodness. Fighting through contact and adversity, he goes to the end zone. 34-27 is the score with 2 minutes to play, and a huge catch and run after the catch from Christian Watson. Can Rob get this win? Drango looking like he's trying to do just that, as intercepted by the veteran 32-year-old Tre'Davious Ward. Pretty much ices the game, 48-27. That was honestly was an insane game, and I would love to see them match up later into this postseason. But we're gonna have the Falcons versus the Steelers here, and honestly, I'm kind of worried about Bijan. I mean, Bijan's probably one of the best running backs in the league as well. It's just they don't have a good O-line. So I'm really hoping as long as we contain Bijan in this game, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be worried about anything else. Lester Woodside, the rookie, ends up getting a touchdown, 14-7. And I'm not sure why Michael Penix decided to pull the ball. I would have gave it to the running back. Good catch from Randall Turpin, gets to midfield, and oh my goodness, Devon Achane taking it to the end zone, 21-0. Huge sack from Brian Montez, I believe. And Woodside, oh my goodness, putting it in the bread basket for our running back, getting another touchdown. So 2 touchdowns on the game for Achane. And oh my goodness, the Marcus Holloway scramble drill has not left his blood, and this was such a beautiful throw and insane catch from Donahue, making this 35-3. I almost said 33. That's insane. We held the Falcons to 3, who has been such a good offense recently. I mean, they have a 3-1 start as well, so they're not no slouches. I mean, you could say they've had a easy schedule perhaps, but I mean, they've been very good offensively, so it's very surprising. And oh my goodness, Donahue for the second time, second contested catch, and oh nope, this is exactly what I was talking about. We can't let Bijan do Bijan things, man. He ends up going to the house, going up 56-10. And honestly, I'm not too worried about us losing this game. I just didn't want us to give up needless yards like we did against Bijan in that huge burst of a play from him. But Randall Turpin ends up getting the last score, 63-17. And a great 5-0 start for the Steelers, man. I think we're doing really good work so far. And speaking of 5-0 starts, we're going to have the Green Bay Packers going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think that Jalil just taking it in for himself. I thought he was going to look for a pass, but, you know, it never hurts to beef up the rushing stats. And they end up forcing a field goal. So now the ball is back in the Green Bay Packers' hands. And honestly, it might be a field day for Nick Harbor. I mean, the Jaguars don't really have that great of run defense. So if I were the Packers offensive coordinator, I would be running the ball heavily this game. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't have any type of run defense. Not too many linebackers besides Devin Lloyd on this team that I would be nervous about. And honestly, the D linemen as well don't surprise me, as the Steelers took away Travon Walker in such an insane needle of a throw from Jalil. And it's kind of looking like the game against the Falcons, where it's just an early blowout and a huge catch and run for Christian Watson and Braden Walters. And it's pretty much just a highlight reel for this Green Bay Packers team. I mean, as I was saying, I wasn't really impressed with the defense of Jacksonville as well. I was hoping the offense was going to do a little bit better of that, but nonetheless, still great win for the Packers here. And early 10-7, the Browns are giving us a little bit of trouble, but we end up going 14-10, and Marcus Holloway on the sideline with Donahue makes us going up 21-10. So, you know, as long as the defense gives us the opportunities, I'm pretty sure our offense will continue to, you know, take up on those offers that the defense will give us. And Lester Woodside, who has been very good along with Randall Turpin, ends up taking us to the 6-0 start, winning over the Browns. And Cahill, who was the rookie last year, huge catches back to back for him. And Drango, I mean, when you get blocks like that and you have the ability to just cut to the sideline like that, I mean, like, I don't understand what a defense has to do to guard that type of player. But enough glaze for Mr. Drango, because Blue is the one with the touchdown here, and then the last touchdown goes to Damian Farrow. They end up going up, I believe. I actually don't know the record. I think, are they perfect? The Cowboys might be perfect. So, oh no, they just lost so they're 5-1. Now we're gonna have the rematch versus the Dolphins and the Patriots. And like I said, the Dolphins, they're not really a good team, but the Cowboys did trade Jaden Daniels to the Dolphins. So even with a terrible team like the Dolphins, there's still a couple of bright spots, like Jalen Waddle, and now you have Jaden Daniels. You know, I would be looking out for this Dolphins team as well. Like I just said, the connection right there ends up tying the game up. And with seconds remaining in the first half, huge throw to Westbrook, and oh my goodness, a blocked field goal from the Patriots defense goes all the way to the house, 35-21. That is how you impose your will on special teams and defense if you're the New England Patriots. But like I said here, Xavier Worthy has been that guy in New England so far. I mean, the Cowboys acted like they weren't too worried about that type of trade going to the New England Patriots, but I mean, I would have been worried. I mean, you just give away one of the fastest receivers in the league, and he ends up going nuclear in multiple games in his debuts with the Patriots here. Still a tight game though. I think the Patriots do have a really weak defense. Honestly, they have a really young D-line, which they're all good. They're just young, and they have a lot of young players overall. DB, safety, a linebacker. They're all very good key pieces. They're just pretty young and still have a lot of developing to do. So that could be the reason that they pretty much get held back in postseason success and in those tight games. But hopefully they can try to get some maturity and some experience on that defense sooner rather than later. And the Bills, who have been just getting destroyed all video long, I mean, they're just getting destroyed again. I mean, 56-0 is not an impressive look if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. But I mean, if you're a Steelers fan, you're loving every second of this. I mean, you're seeing Marcus Holloway just torch the defense in multiple ways on the ground, in the air, and we go ahead and win 77-21. And now we're going to see Lenore Sellers go against the Green Bay Packers, who, if you remember, was our initial quarterback pick of choice, but we ended up trading him three weeks into the season as he was pretty much atrocious. But I mean, maybe he just wasn't the right fit, because when he went to the Colts, he ended up playing pretty well. And ever since that moment, I mean, they are 3-4, so I can't say he's been great, but I mean, he's been definitely better than when he was on our team. And if you remember, we ended up trading for Anthony Richardson, who is no longer on his team as well. So, this team so far has been a revolving door, and up to this point, it's been a very good game. We got 14-10 as Jalil trying to scramble, getting. Oh my goodness, I was about to say getting Brandon Walters in the end zone, but he just got to the sideline. That dude needs some freaking milk, bro. We need to just send him to the blue tent. And that right there, Colin, was an actual practice squad player from the Chiefs. So that was a very surprising thing to see him get a little bit of catches in his debut, or I'm not sure if it was his debut, but at least I think that was his first catch of his career. And Cedric Dobbs goes all the way to the house. So great touchdown for the rookie, and a pick six from Trent McDuffie. Very impressive. And another catch from that practice squad player. There's a lot of things going on right now. And a sack goes to G-Lo, who has been such a monster. I think he's leading the league right now. And honestly, this is a pretty good shootout with the Colts, which I didn't really anticipate early on in the game. I knew Lenoris was better, but I didn't think he was going to be putting up that much of a fight against the Packers. But we're going to go 14-3 against the Browns here, and the Browns respond immediately, but so do the Cowboys. Back-to-back drives. Damian Farrow ended up going up top, and I think he tried to go back-to-back to Damian Farrow, and they end up losing to the Browns. Very surprising. And they end up having back-to-back games. They have the Commanders, who, like I was saying, Mike Chun is leading the Commanders, and so far has been a very good quarterback. I think he's faced a lot of media saying how he's a very irresponsible quarterback, so I think now he's trying to be a little bit more sensible and trying to keep his touchdown to interception record a little bit farther away from each other. And a huge bomb from Rob, who is already showing that he can be that next level quarterback. I mean, oh my goodness, look at these throws that he's throwing. Great win over the Commanders. And honestly, if I were a Cowboys fan, I would be very excited to see him. Very, very excited to see Rob at quarterback, because he is throwing dimes out here. And it looks like the Commanders are just on everyone's schedule, because this is the third time we see the Commanders as they go against the Steelers here. Feel kind of bad for them, as they had to go against 3 users and lose 3 times. But, nonetheless, huge play, and honestly one of the nicest throws I've seen this year from Marcus Holloway, and back-to-back plays for Randall Turpin, or back-to-back plays for Randall Turpin, I should say, and he ends up getting the perfect position in the red zone for Thornton. And honestly, one of the most underrated key parts of having Devon Achane is really been the screen plays and the pitch plays, because most of the time you're not really expecting those plays to really be dangerous as a defensive coordinator, but when you have such speed on the ground, sometimes you forget about it, and you know, a lot of people do. Huge win over the Commanders, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I wanted to fit at least 7 or 8 weeks into this. I believe it was 7 weeks, so I plan to do the same in the next episode, so that the third episode is going to be the playoffs, and you know, we can get that out to you guys. So appreciate you guys watching the video, and as always, stay tuned for the next one.